Hello, I'm Gene with Retrofix Games, here to talk about a big game in a small package, Tiny Epic Dungeons. It's a game for 1 to 4 players, and it is a dungeon crawl simulator. Big on theming, and a surprising amount of stuff in a small package. It has meeples for all the bad guys, tokens for all the goblins and various monsters, unlock tokens for trap finding, pretty much everything you need to run the game. And surprisingly nice minis for the character models. Like, the meeples are nice, but if you've seen a meeple, you know what they look like. But they went surprisingly detailed with the character minis. And a surprising number of classes. Although there are like 2 elves, which I definitely joked with my game group about. It's like, they're supposed to be like a rare dying race, right? But 2 of them in the box? Okay. But yeah, they did an amazing job on the sculpt. Everyone looks characterful. Everyone's got the weapons and equipment that they start with on the model. The dice are designed for the game. You'll notice that they have symbols. Everything has symbols. While it will take you less than an hour to play, I do recommend taking a read of the rather hefty Adventurer's Manual. At the very least, you want to go through all the icon references so that you know what everything means, because since it is small, they do not waste space. Everything has icons, all the icons have meaning, and it's very clear once you read it, but I know that I was very confused about, like, the elf has a symbol, the sorceress has a simple squiggly line that basically says that they can attack around corners. They don't have to have direct line of sight. Whereas your other ranged characters who are using like bows and arrows and chain whips and stuff have to have direct line of sight. And that's super important. So things like that caught me off guard at first. But the game plays beautifully once you understand what it's telling you. And I guess big surprise, read the rules and you'll have a good time. But I just feel like it's worth noting that the icons are densely packed. Even the icons for the decks. This one is Minion Monsters, which has all sorts of ogres and giant spiders and big monsters, which are important to beating the game because they unlock the boss door. And it also keeps your torch from going out, which is a mechanic to keep you moving. You use the dungeon tracker. Again, lots of icons. But you have 4 goblins. If you spawn a 5th goblin and haven't taken care of one of them before that, you lose the game. Every turn, at a bare minimum, the torch advances 1 track on the dungeon. If it gets to the skull, your torch has gone out and you lose. The other icons are a monster action token. Basically, the monster's got a turn every time one of those pop up. And then the goblin token, which spawns a goblin. In addition to that, some of the dungeon rooms also spawn goblins. Let me see if I can find one. Yeah, some of the dungeon rooms have goblins in them. What you're hoping to get, ironically, is you want some of the minions to pop up, again, to unlock the dungeon for you. And they tend to have better loot, and they can give you more turns on this tracker. Beating a minion knocks it back 6 spaces, which can really be the difference between winning and losing. One of our games came incredibly close because we didn't kill the monster and the dungeon tracker advanced to that final skull. But if we had killed it, I think we would have won that game. Could just be wishful thinking, but we were on a bit of a roll, but we just could not take out this one monster that had a ton of health. But yeah, these are spell cards for your magic characters. These are, there's your center dungeon tile. There's a ton of various loot. I like that there's like set bonuses for some of it, like the plate mail of the lion, adds to defense, but for each set bonus, you also get health back when you attack. The claw of the panther, which is good for your like stealth rogue type characters. It adds bonuses to your ranged attack for each piece of the armor, but it also just has stuff like a jade figure, which adds a die to your stat. It's incredibly fun. It fits in your pocket. I'm incredibly impressed at how much fit in this game. Like I said, though, definitely read those symbol markers so that you can parse what each room is doing and what each character is doing without having to read the rule book every time something new happens. It's also worth noting, it does have a player's guide and FAQ, also worth checking out if you have any questions on how rules interact. But generally, once you figure out what all the symbols mean, you're golden. We've got this in our store or on our website, Retrofix Games website. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great time and may all your hits be crits.